So let's talk about how I came into Hungary.
Yeah, so I start the morning by doing some quick cleanup, take a good steamy hot bath in the morning, just get myself energized, and then look at myself in the mirror, clean up and prepare myself further. I'll then quickly get dressed and start my day with a good cup of coffee. So yeah, most people prefer breakfast. I prefer coffee in the morning just to get me energized and focused for the day. This time, nothing fancy. I often just like a quick fix coffee, like this one.
So if you are a big lover of coffee like me, most times you just want to get started in the morning with a quick cup of coffee and then start your day. But yeah, so I think that the process of making coffee sometimes it takes a lot of time, most especially if you're trying to put a lot of work into it. I know a couple of people who take their time to make their coffee because they add other things like caramel into it, and they'll put other type of spices to give the coffee some more taste. But there was a time when I went to the shop and I discovered this kind of coffee. So it's like a 3-in-1. Basically has cream and sugar and every other thing added into it. It's the stronger version. I just figured it out, poured it into my cup, poured hot water. You can add it into milk as well, so it's just up to you to choose. And it tastes good first of all, but this version here is a stronger version, so it kicks in quite fast. And if you're trying to wake up really quickly, this is the one.
Yeah, for this one I prefer to use hot water than milk. That's just my preference. And usually while I'm having a cup of coffee in the morning, I'll just quickly check out the news, especially like CNN or BBC, to just catch up with what's happening around the world. And whenever I'm done catching up with the news, I go to my desk and start by journaling. So journaling is a practice I didn't do in the past, but recently I started giving it a lot of attention and practicing it more often. It just helps me put down my thoughts. And once I'm done journaling, I'll jump onto my desk and start by checking emails and then move forward to doing my work. Some of you guys know I do marketing, but yes, I'll start doing work, and that's pretty much for the rest of the day.
Alright, so the book I'm reading right now is this Getting Past Your Past. It's a book by Francine Shapiro. It's a self-help book basically, and this is just mainly for people who feel like there are things in your life that you feel that you don't really know the root cause of, most especially if you are dealing with certain things in your life and you still do not know where the source of that thing came from. This book kind of like helps you try to dig deeper into yourself and find out where the source of that problem started. So it's more into those habits, routines, personality disorders that you probably have, or maybe because of experiences in your past, okay, that you've had growing up and you just don't know why some things keep with you even to maturity, and you have no control over. So a couple of years ago I worked for this organization called ISAC. ISAC is a youth-led organization by students, and they are based in over 130 countries. At the time when I was working for ISAC, ISAC was based in my university as well. That's how I discovered ISAC. And because ISAC's operations are driven down at university level, allowing youth to experience the benefits of being part of the organization, most interactions were done at university level, meaning that the team that was running ISAC in the university were youngsters like me, okay? Very young people like me, very determined, very focused, very excited, very ambitious. I was looking for a job. That's how the story started, and that's how I got to join ISAC. I remember my friend was working for ISAC and he told me, hey, why don't you join ISAC? And he told me it's going to be a voluntary experience, but you're not going to regret it. And I said, what do you mean I'm not going to regret it? He said, come, I'm going to invite you for like a day and you can look at the operations of the organization, and if you don't like it, then you can feel free to leave. But I'm sure you're going to love it. And then when I went, I saw these very young, very ambitious young people taking part in very interesting projects. They are going for events, and everything was being run by them. I was so amazed that young people could do something this brilliant, and I did. Moving on, I was in ISAC for about 4 years. I took on different leadership responsibilities, and at the time when I was finishing ISAC, I'd already reached the national level, which meant that I was already part of the team that drove ISAC down to the core. So mainly that we started all the plans from top level, sending it down to university level, okay? And on our website, so many companies across the world were recruiting interns basically, and it still happens up to today. So there's so many huge companies that are recruiting young people for internships. And I remember landing on this company in Hungary, a tech company. They had a role that was open for an intern to take on the responsibility for customer success management. I got recruited for the job, the company accepted me, and that's how I came to Hungary. And this company itself wasn't based in Budapest. It was in another city, the second biggest city in Hungary. It's called Debrecen, and that's where I went to. I started my experience right there. And I remember that this internship itself was meant to last about 18 months, okay, so a year and a half. And after my year and a half was done, the company decided to keep me longer, okay? I stayed in the company for an extra 6 months, and in between that time, I landed a full-time job with a company in Debrecen. I mean, rather in Budapest. It was in Budapest, and that's how I moved to Budapest. So now the total amounts to about 6 years since I moved from Uganda to Hungary. I think you can see my hair. My hair looks quite funny right now, but I think it's time for me to go and get myself a very good new clean haircut. Come with me, let me go get a haircut, man. Tell you a story. So yesterday I went to the salon, and I just wanted to carry you guys along into the salon. I thought I'd take some video clips whilst I was in the salon, but it turns out, man, there were so many people. I couldn't do anything basically. There was almost nowhere to sit, no place to set up my camera. It's not a very big salon. It's a small one, and it's run by Africans. And for a while I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, you know what? Let's call this a wrap and just wait to get a haircut. And when I did, it was already late night, and you know, I know the nightlife is insane because of like the city lights and stuff like that, but I think that the camera I'm using is not the best in low light conditions, so you could probably fail to see me in a video, because I want to carry you guys around, take you guys on that journey for you guys to see a bit of Budapest and just like consume it in. But I think I'm going to organize another vlog where I can take you through the city itself and just go to like some of the popular places. I think we have this discussion with Caro already. We're going to do that. We are going to do that and make sure we hook you guys in on some great content. So I've been trying to look for a place where I can set bank, but it looks like every place is busy, because for every single minute is like a couple of people who are always passing where you're standing. I bumped into a couple of kids who are like, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I was like, okay, now that's that wasn't meant to be in the video, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. So talking about living in Hungary, I've been here for like the past 6 years, and I want to be honest with you guys. You know, like people always say, if you go to Europe, you're going to find racist people, you're not going to be in a comfortable life. It's harder being a black African or a black man there, being African and whatever. But I mean, like, for the experiences I've had so far in the past 6 years, I'm really, really impressed at how Hungarians really like treat foreigners. There are people who will always be there for you, man. If you need help, you ask, they're going to offer help. If you want to make friends, it's easy to make friends, and people are really accepting, you know? Like, I mean, like, you live here, and if you live here and you get to talk to a couple of people, you'll see that they really want to get to know who you are. They want to help you. They want to tell you more about, teach you their language, teach you their culture. And I think it's very impressive, man. It's very, very impressive. The moment you invest time to like visit, I know majority of the people who come always come to visit mainly like Budapest, but there are so many other cities that you can travel to, visit basically, and each city has its own sort of like story or background and how the city was formed. There's a historical element about it. And it just makes the whole piece come together about why this country is special. Security is really good. Yeah, and that's what I would say, man. Hungary is a beautiful country. It's a great, very amazing place. I've traveled to a couple of places, couple of cities, and each city is very unique in its own way, having its own story that makes it special, that when you go there, you just want to learn more. The food is so nice. I like the food here actually. It reminds me of food back at home. So sometimes I feel like I'm closer to home with a couple of meals that are cooked by Hungarians, and I say this is quite similar to food at home. So it just makes me just enjoy the country more. Interestingly, here not so many English speakers, so yeah, people speak English but not so many. The chances of finding more German speakers in Hungary is way higher. So apparently this comes from their school system where people had to choose which languages to speak when they were, and majority of the guys spoke German. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying that you won't find English speakers. You'll find English speakers. The people who speak English as well. Yeah, so in terms of that itself, you're covered. What else have I left out? Yeah, I'm going to leave the comment section open for you guys. Just feel free to spam the comment section with your questions about Hungary, and I'm going to speak from my point of view. And if I need to get another group of people who are Africans, I have my friends who are here, I'll just get them on a video as well, so they can speak and you can see that we don't have any different views. Our views are almost the same, okay? They're almost the same. Yeah, so that's just about it, guys. So if you've watched this video until now, I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around and always supporting our channel. It means the world to us. The comments that you leave, I've seen very humbling comments that just like warm our hearts and pushes us to continue making content like this. I'd like to give you guys big encouragement to continue leaving your thoughts and commenting, asking questions. It just helps direct us to make content that answers your questions, so you're not only just invested in getting to know who we are as a couple, but you also learn about this country, because there's so much around us that we feel like if we can only get people to learn different cultures and see the world in a different point of view, then it makes us understand that the world is just one global village where we can all live in unity, okay? That's been my time for today. I'm signing out, and I wish you guys a blessed week. God bless you. Stay safe wherever you are. Peace.